Dear Mr. Gove.
Oh.
Snog, marry, avoid. It's not me, Ruth and Harriet.
No.
It is snog, marry, avoid Keir Starmer, Jeremy Corbyn or Tony Blair.
Oh.
You love that?
Can we give that person 2 marks? Because that's a brilliant
question.
Isn't
that great?
That's a great question.
Snog Tony Blair. Marry Tony Blair. Avoid Keir Starmer and Jeremy Corbyn.
All Ruth and I talk about is whether we could do Strictly. But we also would like to go on... What was the other one we want to go on?
Traitors.
Traitors.
Celebrity Traitors. I love the Traitor.
I'd actually resign from Sky News to go on Traitors.
Maybe you could ask to go on the American one with Alan. I might be able to get you in there.
Oh, yeah, I've watched all of them. I've watched all of the American ones, the Australian ones, the UK ones.
You work, for Christ's sake.
What are your hopes and fears of Trump?
I have very mixed feelings because I impersonate him. He's, you know, I've got a mortgage to pay. But I secondary to that, I do care about the, you know, the survival of the planet. I find him electric to watch. I have to admit that I think we all believe 2 things about him: one, that he's a fascist, and one, that he's hilarious. And I don't think there's anyone else alive that would make us feel those things. And you can see all his insecurities. I want to see you terrible people then. What Beth Rigby is doing tonight and what you women are doing, it's so sad, by the way. There are many people that I do like, many women that are great women and they want to make our world a better place, and I like those kind of women, but... What you're doing tonight is so sad. You're part of the fake news media. You're spreading bad ideas, and I don't...
Now that you're a civilian, have you taken up any new hobbies?
No. Well, my hobbies are very cliched and very Tory. So...
Oh, come on, I want this.
I play bridge. If they were a musician, who would they be? So obviously Tom Tugendhat would be James Blunt.
He would.
Right.
He would.
Yeah, that's actually
He
true.
would. That's fair.
I think that it would be the case that Kemi would be either Taylor Swift or Beyonce.
No, definitely not.
And I think Rob Jenrick would be Stormzy.
So I guess we've found out that he really is into bridge and not into music.
What's your worst gaff?
So it's...
I was working at a little local radio station in Fife called Kingdom FM, and I was the newsreader. And sometimes you have a funny story at the end, and somebody had run in to give me this one, and I hadn't pre-read it. And it was talking about, you know, the Beatle, Paul McCartney's got engaged, he's got married to the charity campaigner Heather Mills, and the last line of the copy that had been written was, Miss Mills flashed her ring at waiting photographers. And so I have the sense of humour of a 14-year-old boy. I have always had the sense of humour of a 14-year-old boy. So I completely lost it on air, like absolutely dissolved in a fit of the giggles.
Is being tribal a good or bad trait? And this is from Noel and Jeremy. Are they on a date night, I wonder? Yes. Noel and Jeremy. They are. Oh, great. Great. Good. Yeah.
Have 2 mugs then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I started off so incredibly tribal thanks to my absolute hatred of the Conservative Party and all Conservatives, and especially Margaret Thatcher. And I was in the House of Commons and I had my small baby with me because it was a late night vote for some reason, and down a long corridor, I saw at the other end of the corridor, I was walking along with the baby, and I saw her walking towards me, and I thought, oh my God, I cannot let her eyes go on my baby.
I have to say, Matt, that Donald Trump would obviously say he's not a fascist. So if you were Donald Trump... So let me